So, lots of us have a shed in our garden, and some of us are fortunate enough to have a greenhouse in our garden. But what I'm looking at today is an alternative where you can potentially have the best of both. Before we begin, I'll just apologize if you can hear any wind in this video. We're at the back end of Storm Dara, I think it is, and there's quite a lot of damage around the garden. So it's pretty obvious that a shed makes a poor greenhouse. There won't be enough light levels and they won't generate enough heat to grow the plants you want to grow. But it's also worth mentioning that a greenhouse isn't particularly the best shed. It won't protect your tools and things you're storing from UV light and high temperatures, which could damage the things you're trying to store. So what I'm looking at today is redoing the review on the shed slash greenhouse that I've bought, and really giving you guys a bit of a potential solution whereby if space is limited and you only want to have the one structure in your garden. Now, this is just going to be a first review. I've only recently bought it and assembled it, and I will be basically putting out another part 2 review in 3, 4, 5 months, just in the summertime, just to show you, hopefully once it's all painted and all fully set up, I can give you the full sort of review and opinion on it then. So if you like that sort of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. So guys, without further ado, this is the 10 by 6 foot potting shed. And what this provides really is very much like a typical shed when you look inside, but then it's got these very large glass panes, which are perfect for, in my case, if I got some propagation over winter, but then also if you want to do seedlings. And apologies for the mess, I'm still sort of setting it up how I want it. But yeah, let's get into the sort of review and whether this is something I would recommend. So first of all, I want to talk features, and one of the best features about this shed is the storage. So you've got this really large bench which you can use as a platform for putting on all your seedlings and any pots and things you're working on. You could even do pricking out and things on this potting shed, but you've also got all the availability of storage underneath, which is really important when you've got bags of compost, large pots, things like that, and other things that you're going to be wanting to store. The other really good feature is the glass here. So this is sort of 3mm thick reinforced glass, and obviously right now it's brand new, so it's really clear and stuff, letting in loads and loads of natural light. But yeah, they're the two main good features about it, and everything else is a pretty standard sort of shed build. But we'll just very quickly look at the materials. So in terms of the timber used, I didn't pay any extra to have it painted or anything, but it's a really good, sort of pretty sturdy, solid wood that's being used. However, there is one downside to the materials used in this build. That is the felt. Now, the felt supplied with this build was a pretty thin looking felt, and the warranty on it was only sort of 5 years. So potentially having to refelt this roof every 5 years is a bit of a problem. But obviously what you could do if you were buying this is buy your own roll of felt and put on something a lot thicker that'll have a much longer sort of shelf life. The only other final grievance I have is the where the glass sits, the framing doesn't quite seem straight. So up here it very much touches and then it touches, but then on this side there's a huge gap between the sort of wood that's meant to be securing it and the glass. And it's a bit of a higgledy-piggledy, and in some cases it was quite difficult to seat the glass and as a result seal it in. But so far we've had 2 storms and I've not had any water ingress, so I think we're going to be okay. So there you go, guys. That's my review on the sort of 10 by 6 foot potting shed that I've bought, and I hope for some of you it gives you a potential option whereby you've maybe only got room for one structure on your garden and you're toying between the idea of either a greenhouse or a shed, and you've kind of got a potting shed which is something in between. So as I said, I'm going to make another video maybe sort of 3, 4, 5 months in the future when it's sort of summer and things. My one sort of reservation about this is that potentially without any ventilation it could get too hot in here. But I'm going to sort of obviously review that in part 2 and see if that is a problem. And if it is a problem, I'll probably propose some sort of solution for it as well. So yeah, you'll be seeing a lot more of this in my future videos where I'll be sort of preparing for the new growing season, starting off with sort of broad beans, onions and artichokes in January. And yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.